That's what we're doing today. There's not many opinions that I have, and not on many subjects, right? Um, Something that we should all remember and not take for granted is, if you find yourself in the wrong place at the wrong time, it's probably you that caused it or created it. So, when you look at the outside world and everything that they're doing and everything that's going on around you, or the violence that's going on around you, and the people that are, they go missing for a little bit, or, you look at what's happening to them or you, or you're like, why does this bad stuff keep happening around me? It's because of the city you live in. It's because of the chaos that happens Monday through Friday and Saturday and Sunday. When people want to relax and enjoy themselves the most, they go out, they force it, they have some fun, and next thing you know, they're in the back end of a semi. There's no rhyme or reason for when your number is called, it's called. But at the same time, you could have not went out. You could have not went out for that nighttime ride, but you chose to anyways. That's on you. And because someone pushes their brakes and you're going too fast, that's not on them, that's on you. Because remember who's in the lead and who's not in control. If you don't leave enough room in front of you, then hence you're always going to be right up next to the next guy. And when he decides, you know what, I got to stop real quick, and you're always going to say, oh, it's not my fault. It's you're going to blame it on somebody else. You're going to say, well, this person just threw on their brakes. Well, that works for a time. But the point is why'd you have to be so close to him, And you got to ask yourself, was it me or was it him, or is it just a combination of the bad morning was just met with the ripe conditions of, hey, I couldn't see. There is that point. I've been out on jobs. The sun comes up, and it's right about now, 6:31. The sun's coming up. You look at it like, this could very well be me. This could very well be, I'm going into the sun. I can't see nothing in front of me, but I choose to continue going. You grab yourself a pair of shades, flip down your visor, but you take that risk. You take that risk that the semi's coming from the other way, or you cross that line and boom, that's it. It only takes one time. So speed is a factor. Things are different when you're glancing down, and your time runs out. To be honest with you, it just does. You glance at that thing, but your speed's up there, 80, 90 mile an hour, and boom, that's it. That's all it takes. As far as that's my nightly rant. Let's talk about, I was in it wasn't Mobile, Alabama. It was Birmingham, Alabama. So I wanted to talk a little bit about Birmingham, Alabama, and that mass shooting down there. Look, that's nothing new. Wherever it happened at, or outside of school, or whatever it happened, no matter what, that's the norm down there. Okay, they don't even bat an eyelash. The fact that it even made the news that 4 or 5 are injured, hurt, or dead, that to me is wow. Somebody really took notice, or some reporter was in Birmingham, Alabama, and look, you that's every night at the gas stations. You hear gunshots every 2 hours down there, whether you like it or not. And the cops, they don't even flip their lights on and go check it out. They stay looking at the transient that's standing at the corner on the gas station. There's no money in mass shootings. There's no money to be had, so they don't want to go to them. They don't want to deal with them. They don't want to respond to them. They just stay focused on what they're working on. The police do not respond down there. However, I've never seen such a positive person, right? Such a, like, hey, a positive police department to where they'll get out of their cars and shake your hand. What's up, Green Screen Kid? What's up, Tristan Zane? So, I noticed my demographic on my channel changed. And I looked at my ratings, and I'm getting a younger crowd in here. And I'm happy about that, but at the same time, it makes me want to change my name or do something a little bit different. It's just one of them things where your channel grows. The outside community that does not support you anymore or no longer. There's a few people in that community, but most of them don't come around anymore, which is nice because you can totally change. But when we talk about bullying, when we talk about why these kids are doing this, why they're getting the I guess the gumption, and nobody wants to have a fist fight anymore. It seems like everybody just wants to go grab a weapon super quick. They're scared, and then they go back to where the incident happened, and they take care of the issue themselves. Hey, and I'm totally in agreement. If you're bullied and you have no other out and no other option, and you feel that's what you need to do, then who am I to say you're wrong for thinking or doing like that? Because as a kid, we all, if you're bullying someone continually, then I can't say you didn't deserve what was coming, because you certainly should not be out there bullying people, kids. I have zero tolerance, and my zero tolerance is different from someone else's zero tolerance. When they say you could have been that kid, yeah, I could have. I had a lot of rage. I had a lot of anger. I had a lot of anger from my childhood upbringing, which made me susceptible to just anger, because the sad taste of, hey, you don't got a dad telling you what to do. You don't got no guidance. And when you have no guidance, you feel no love, you feel no compassion, and every day's just grinding. Ain't nothing to eat in the fridge. What you produce is what you get. And if you sit there long enough, you'll have nothing to eat. If you just wait for someone with a bad back to serve you your food, you have to go order pizza yourself. You got to learn how to order your own food. And that's because it's a city. We put ourselves in these big cities, and we get ourselves into the violence that occurs, the money. Usually most people get hurt or injured because of the money. If you look at what were you doing when you got hurt or assaulted? What were you selling? How were you acting? What was your morals and your values? That's when you find yourself on the wrong side of the tracks, literally. Don't ask yourself, hey, why did this happen? This happened at such a good location. No. Was there a fight going on? Was there an argument? If you take yourself out of the arguments for the rest of your life, you will live a long, prosperous life. If you don't do this, then you will pay dearly. And for everyone that says, I don't argue, I don't instigate, I just sit here quietly, I don't play no part in this. Okay, by your actions, by your hand, that's how if you have 30 times where you have to call for 911 help, you're probably the problem. You're not the victim. You're certainly not the victim. I mean, I can try to get on board with it's not my fault once or twice, but once the cops have been to your apartment building 30 times in the year, and it's always your apartment, that's on you. Again, reasons to call them. Non-emergencies, not one of them. But yet it occurs so often because we see people acting erratically. We feel safe around certain people, unsafe around certain people. Look, just, take care of yourself. I mean, honestly, with that, I think I'm going to just let the day pass. I never go live anymore. And there's a reason. There's no money in this. There's no fun in this. There's no support, and there's no loyalty. I'm going to be honest. If I thought that my friends were here, were online, were supporting me financially, were helping me in one way, I mean, even just a small smidgen of, could I get some donations here? Could I get some support? Could I get some watch time and views on my videos so that I could make a little bit of money off of advertising or whatever? But you know, when you're just not making it in life, period, online's not the place to go. It's not the place to be. Everybody takes what you say and they are going to twist it. I don't mind going live. I don't mind doing cop watches. I don't mind. But you know, if you do cop watches and you expect no violence to happen, you're not planning very well. So around here, you gotta watch your back. You gotta have something on you at all times. You've gotta stay ready. Stay ready. Don't get ready. You gotta be ready. Just focus. Laser focus on who's behind you, who's around you. Situational awareness. Police as well. If your back is turned to them, they will assault you. They'll hurt you. They'll break your arms. They'll twist your wrists. I don't let that occur often much anymore in my life, but you know, you can't. What's up? Right, it's hard to donate. Hey, your opinion matters to me, CO2. I totally get the bullying aspect, the condescending talking, the what you think of me. Well, your opinion matters too. I care about your opinion. That's why I'm willing to speak to my supporters. But again, if you haven't donated a penny, you wobbled in here because you thought it looked cool. I'm not here to be cool. I'm not here to say what you want me to say. For $1 and for a fee, I'll say whatever you want me to say, up into and including anything that's entertainment purposes, for our fun, for our laugh, things that are leading in any way, shape, form, anything about the president, anything about current events, show and tell, whatever. Like, you know, at some point, you can't take life so seriously. And when you've been free as long as I've been, you just say whatever you want and you say whatever makes you the money. It doesn't matter what it would be. My donors know I produce results. I mean, if you're getting bullied by somebody and you need somebody to stick up for you online, if you're going through some stuff and you just can't see the outside of it because all you do is sit online and you're an online troll and you try to get people agitated, hey, I'm that guy that will go between you and the other person and try and figure this out. I'll get them up on panel and we'll discuss why it is that they're bullying you. Hey, invite them to the panel. Invite them to the StreamYards link. Give them the link and say, hey, I want you to come over here and explain why you're bullying, you know, me or this kid or all day and all night long, and why you're passing links off on people's phones. And, you know, there's a lot of stuff that people don't see that creates turmoil in someone's life for many, many years. Some people don't quit. The bullying doesn't quit until they get their end result, which is you physically broke down, mentally broke down. So just keep in mind that there's an outlet. I mean, I got to get to work here. I just thought, you know, wait for the sun to come up. Again, when you operate in the light, good things happen. If you operate in the dark, bad things happen. If you can't see what's right in front of you, no purpose working, you know. So I don't go to work till I'm ready to go to work, until the money's just easy. It's just laying in my lap at the end of the day. I know that sounds weird, but if you walk the right path and you can see the road in front of you, that's half the battle. But don't work on someone else's time. Work on your own time. Don't wait for people to do for you. You know, I love helping other people, disabled people, as far as building things with my hands, running a screw gun, running a saw. It's just so much fun, and it's such a privilege to work with somebody, to be able to get a paraplegic or someone that can't walk, can't nothing, and you make them mobile. You fix their issues. You cook or you clean for them, or you fasten things to their bed so that they can get in and out of bed. I mean, you're giving somebody mobility back that didn't have it before. You're making something safe, stable, and you do what they want you to do exactly, and how they say to do it. There's so much money to be made being nice and kind to people. Being hateful, being judgmental, I don't need that ever in my life. You know, I have to do and go in the right path, and where people see me as an asset. If I can't get past your attitude, and you have a piss poor attitude at the beginning of the day, the end of the day, I can't help you, and I cannot be around you any further in life. I have to be positive. And if somebody's just naysaying everything you say, and you come up with solutions for their problems and how to load and unload and how to get gas in the vehicle, and hey, you don't want to do these gigs, I really can't help you, because you're not motivating yourself to get out there. And if you look at weight as hey, it's 500 pounds, I can't lift it, you just self-defeated yourself by saying, I can't. How can I possibly help you? I really need to get logged on, but I'm never in a hurry to work. Work comes to me. Probably start some drywall or something soon, to where I travel a little bit, just make a little money. Again, it's on the side, on top of what I need. You can't get anywhere with the government. They don't pay enough, and there's an issue in this country with shortchanging people that have worked hard their entire life, put in the labor, put in the time, got no savings, and running penny to penny. And I like to eat good. I like to eat fish. I like to eat cod. I like to eat walleye. I like buffalo burgers. I like to go hang out at Frying Pan and also drink my coffee. And you know what? The car, sometimes it needs fixing on. I wrench on stuff on the side. It just is what it is. And a lot of people end up with flat tires, broke down on the side of the road. I help a mother trucker. As soon as I see him get into some crap and stuck at the intersection, we're pushing the car out of the intersection. So make sure you're being kind to one another. And look, it ain't, I just pass by the police now 90% of the time. I don't care what they're doing. Chances are, if you do go missing, they're not going to find you. So the chance, keep yourself safe today, tomorrow, and the next day. God will provide, but you must listen to the voices. If he tells you to leave, you got to leave. If he tells you shouldn't be out at 2, 3 a.m., you shouldn't be out at 2, 3 a.m. If you need to stay watching the cars and the stuff behind you and the people speeding, watch as you're driving. Don't be a Gomer Pyle and just hit the first semi you see because you can't operate your bike. Slow down. You'll arrive. You don't got to be doing 100 every time you go around I-229 or I-29, or because you see a curve and it's so fun. If you want that, go out to the Black Hills. There's many of them that lay their bikes down and figure it out real quick. You're not on a racetrack. There's slick oil. This isn't Mario Andretti, but again, you try and tell people that and nobody listens. They're just like, what do you know? Well, I know a thing or two, and I've been alive 40 years and I made it this far, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to make it a couple more, God willing. God willing. When he sees it's my time, that's where, he'll intervene, and I'll be more than ready to submit, give it away to God. But you just don't take things for granted anymore like you did when you were a kid. Those people that disrespected you or town talked to you or in your everyday life, I don't get that anymore. I don't get that fight. I don't get that argument. I don't even take part in it. Motivational is the way to go. So every day I am set up for success, and it's a blessing. It definitely is. But with that, I'm going to let you guys go. It's starting to get light out. Once I can be seen, I got to be moving. Boy, I got an appointment here pretty quick coming up, so I got to make that too. But you guys have a blessed day. I'm going to get out of here. I'm happy to see all 7 people of you if there's a super chat button, somebody should use it. That would help me out with getting some money going. If there's a little button down by the right side, I don't know if there is anymore. I don't even know if I qualify for super chat anymore or donations per se. There's a link on my page for PayPal. $1 helps. $5. I set it up as the 5, 10, 15. I've always, I got 5 on it. That's a good saying. And I just like to keep it simple. It's not about the money. It's if you enjoyed the time that I spent with you to go live and you appreciate the hour that I gave you to take time out of my busy day or my busy morning. I mean, I'm up at 2, 3 a.m. and I'd love to go live a little bit more, but if I don't get paid for it, it's very hard for me to do anything now because it's money motivated, and being 40, you got to work smart. You got to learn how to adapt to people's taking away my ability to make money online. And I just need to keep a positive attitude of if I put $5 in the bank, that's a good savings. It's going to take me a long time to get up to where I had fallen from, and the fact that nobody wants to support me. So it's going to take me a couple years to get back what everybody stole and took from me. And when I say stole and took from me, I'm going to have to get it back from somebody at some point. There's ramifications for what they did, and the forgiveness does go both ways, but it doesn't go both ways if you don't ask for it. You can't expect to get handouts from somebody that, hey, I know you're a bad person. I know what you've done. I'm missing my stuff. You won't return my stuff. Things that, I would never do to someone else. I would never take their belongings. You don't throw their shit away. Stuff that I work with my hands. I work with my tools every day. If you deprive a dude of his tools for 2, 3, 4 years, it's like mental anguish, and you're like, well, you did this to yourself. No, you fell upon hard times. But what you choose to do in that hard time, there's consequences for your actions. And it's easy for me to walk away and say, all right, I won't call you. I won't contact you. I don't want nothing to do with you for the next 20 years, because that's how long it's going to take me to put tools back in my toolbox. You go into Lowe's and you look at the price of a new wrench. I've never owned a new wrench a day in my life unless I went and bought it and paid for it. So for you to sit there and think, well, no, because he did this to himself, I'll just take all his shit. Well, okay, that's all well and good, but there's consequences for your actions. I'm not in this for free will. I give you the kids, I give you everything, but look at what you left me with. Nothing, and not even a pair of shoes. Like, the common sense thing here is, if I seen you on the side of the road begging for your life, I'd probably just drive off, because there's nothing that would ever make me want to talk to you again, because of the type of person you've always been. You can't say you love someone unconditionally when you did shit for monetary gain and money. The minute that you received your check from the government, you wobbled off, because you could finally support yourself after all those years of sitting on the couch popping out kids, because the government just keeps giving you free money, because food stamps is what food stamps is, and you just want to live on the dole. The fact that I got off the dole and go to work with my hands, I mean, that's just a foreign concept, and that's just being nice to people. There's a million people, there's a million kids that all need help. But what they don't need is somebody that's going to sit on the couch, feed their face, and not put in. And again, in this community, everybody's in it for themselves. So once you start thinking like that, you're going to become a victim very quick. People are going to take advantage of you next time around, or next time they see you, or they're not going to have that same respect as what they did for 20 plus years. Giving themselves to you for 20 plus years, that's long gone. Whatever you think you have or what you thought you had, when your kids start getting into some shit and they start getting assaulted or things start happening at school and you can't, no, It isn't going to work, dude. Life's going to spit you up, eat you up, spit you out. Please don't call me. There's no purpose. Don't reopen the wound. Don't reopen what it was, what it is. I mean, hey, you're forgiven, but at the same time, it takes me the 20 years to get back up on my feet and rebuild in a new house and a new fucking car and 2 new cars. Fuck, I left you all of it, you know? I left you all the cars. I left you all the clothes. I left you all the shit. I didn't take I took 7 pairs of pants, 7 pairs of underwear, 7 pairs of socks. If you can't respect after that point that a dude's willing to leave everything just to fucking leave your ass and have his sanity, that you can't see that, I mean, fuck, man. I think the first motherfucker that says you're a cheater, that's the motherfucker cheating. You know what I'm saying? You sit there and look at me like, hey, what's wrong with you? No, there ain't nothing wrong with me. There was something always wrong with you and your morals, your values, and your money loving, no God fearing, didn't believe in God, didn't believe in the Lord, and would never go to church. That's what was wrong in my life. Morally, I wasn't on the right side of where I knew I came from, but I'm settling for less just because this chick had my kids. But what's she steadily doing? You know? What are people steadily doing in my life but sitting there on the couch collecting a paycheck? You know, working for the government of all else. They get called to do something, they talk right away, they go into the office, they make reports, Freedom of FOIA Act. What have you said about me? What do you say when my back's up against the wall and you're like, hey, I need someone that's solid here, that isn't going to go run and say something? Well, that you need a good Christian on your side. You don't need somebody that's going to throw you under the bus the first chance they get or talk bad about you when your back's turned. And furthermore, you don't even need your own family for that fact. I'm better off in life on the side of the road, but at least I know that the 5 cents in my pocket is mine. It's made off of the back of me, not somebody giving it to me, putting it in my pocket. Like, if that's what you want and you believe in this society, like, I've never watched somebody go to jail 40 times and said there wasn't a problem there. I need help, or I need bail money, or like, hey, let's get our people out. No. And then you get them out and you're like, oh, why are you screwed up? You get assaulted in jail by everybody. You get told and bullied 90% of your life, and then tell me that you want to come home, sit on your couch, look at someone else that's so fake they won't even tell you what's wrong. They won't tell you what's wrong with you. They won't even tell you what's upsetting them. That's a waste of my life. That's a waste of my time. You don't even value me enough. All you care about is your fucking kids. You just want to go say what you need to say about, oh, they got to go to school. They got to get them up at 6 a.m. You got to make them their lunch. You got to do this, and this. You don't care what happens to these kids. All you care about is they're going to college, getting a paycheck, running them into debt. You didn't never teach your kids how to save money. You didn't tell them this was going to be a tough life. You never told them what it really was, or that guys are just going to take advantage of them. What talks did I ever hear anyone have of, this is how you keep yourself safe? This is how you protect yourself. This is nothing. Nothing. I heard nothing. It was amazing. First and foremost, I got to be a man. Second off, I got to take accountability for what I do and do not say. That's important. How to be self-reciprocating to the person that you're with and be honest, open, have a dialogue, and talk daily. Have some love. And if you don't have none in your heart, this whole anxiety thing, you have anxiety because you caused the anxiety yourself, or you did. You have anxiety because you put yourself in harm's way as a child, and then you sit back and go, I'm the innocent party. I'm not guilty of nothing. I played no part in what happened. I hope you forgave. I hope you did your due diligence, but from all points, you have worked yourself up in every, oh, can't drive fast, can't have fun, can't go out, can't leave the house. You become a recluse. You're holding me down from life. You don't even realize it. Nah, I'm out. I am out. Under no not even threat of prison, threat of on a bridge, threat of 3 guns pointed at me. I am not willing to compromise my free thinking. He gave us free will. Use that free will the best way you can. Knowledge is power, but it's power in a way you never thought possible, because you can do anything, but you can't do anything if you won't get up off the couch. You can't do anything if you're going to continue listening to someone else and take their food from them. If they pour on 16 pounds of salt in everything you eat, get away from it, because that's what's making you sick. They're overfeeding you, you're overeating. Your body feels horrid every day you wake up. It's hard to get up. It's hard to not stay depressed. I never had depression, not until I started shoveling all that food. And who's got to take accountability for that? I do. I can't blame it on someone else, so I got to get up and leave that someone else to go make my situation better. I can't just keep staying stuck in that cycle. But anyways, I said I was done a long time ago. It's 34 minutes. What are we at? We're at 7:01. That's my time. I got to go to work. And it's not work like you think it's work. It's God's work. But it's funded by a little bit of Jesus's ingenuity. Things he's had his hand on, and companies that have made it and are successful. Again, I wouldn't be where I'm at today if a company didn't keep me on while I was in prison, and still keeps me on to this day, and I think has pride in the work that I do, even though I'm not perfect. Nothing's perfect. So show me the man that's perfect, and you can make little mistakes, and other mistakes you can't. Again, if you back me, I'll be the quickest, fastest worker you can have. If not, and in my time of need, when I need you to keep me on, that's what I need. And if anything else is unacceptable, I'll move on, with the quickness. It isn't about having a felony. It's not about having an arrest record. It's not about none of that. Hey, if you look at me in some different way or you judge me, I'm already out the door regardless. I don't want to be there, and I don't want to be in your presence, and please don't talk to me. I don't want to have a conversation with you. You're not God-fearing. You're not you're too prideful, or maybe you're judging. You're too judging. So I need good people. But with that, we'll let you go, man. 7:02. We'll see this place done, opened up. So we'll see what I can pull today. There's a couple $100 ones, and I don't know. I'm not really trying to do the $100 ones just because they are a little bit heavier, but we don't got the truck today, so we'll just chill, wait. Man, he's got some other stuff doing, and I've found it's easier to work with other people a little bit, even though they're hard to work with. You just kind of try to gear their thinking the way you need them to think, and just, don't worry so much about the weight. Don't worry so much about the dimensions, or that it's going to fit or not fit, or that it's going to be too heavy. You got to slide things down, slide things off the tailgate, pull ahead and find a big ditch and some ramps. You're good to go. It'll come off one way or the other. Chains, binders, whatever you need. We've done it in semis, and there's nothing we haven't had to do. And 6-foot drops, dropping trucks on the ground. Hey, we delivered your load. Whether the springs were shot by the time we dropped it, you see what a truck really is when you road test it, right? Straight off the semi. Yeah, it's good fun. Good fun. Some of the stuff I've done and seen, and I've delivered John Deeres and hay balers and all types of stuff. So just doing something once or twice is good fun. Strapping stuff down, making sure it don't go nowhere. Yeah. But again, I'm going to let you guys go. Get back, Get your cups of coffee in, get your motivation going. Don't let anybody drag you down. If somebody is, just go out and do what you want to do today. Try it. Just live in the moment and don't think about them and don't think about what they think about you and don't think about the love that they're going to give you or not going to give you. If you do a certain action or talk with a certain person, just pay no attention to that. Water off a duck's back. Just do you. Do you, and you're gonna get far. Minnesota Liz, been a long time since I seen you. Good morning, Minnesota Liz. Levi, Tristan, wow, Minnesota Liz. Minneapolis is a place that just anything Minnesota is just really, it calls me a lot. Hopefully you guys don't have it as bad in Minneapolis as we have it in Sioux Falls, because there's like a murder every 5 days around here. It's pretty bad. It just somehow got like that. All right, I got to get going. My job just popped up. I love my notifications. I love my job. So, boom, I'm out. Gotta go. Thank you, Minnesota Liz. Love having you. I don't know if I can figure out how to end this. Ha ha ha. X.